Orangey. Just hit. Hey, whiskey folks, it's Eric. We're back again for another cocktail. All right, we're gonna mix a cocktail tonight. This one is kind of like an old-fashioned, but it's not an old-fashioned, and I have a name for it, but I can't tell you what it is because I've been told that it's kind of like not appropriate. So maybe I'll think of something through this, but what you're going to need for this drink, and it's delicious, you're going to need some rye whiskey. I've got some Bullet here tonight. It's a high rye. It's like 95% rye, which is fantastic, nice and spicy. We're going to love that. I've got 2 oranges. I'm making 2 of these, all right? I've got 2 oranges. These are like blood oranges, right? So, you know, regular oranges are fine. If you fancy, you can do the blood oranges. I've got some sugar. I got our cocktail mixing tools. I've got some orange bitters and some traditional bitters. We got our glasses with our ice. I do have a strainer. We're going to use that, all right, because we don't want to get any of that pulp in there because that does, you know, that gets in the way. So start with our sugar, all right. I'm going to do a kind of like a couple of these spoons right in there into my, I like this mason jar. I think I said that before. I found a green one. Isn't that cool? So I like to use that. Get our sugar in there. Then I'm going to give a couple dashes of our orange bitters. And then I'm going to do a few dashes of the regular bitters in there. And then I'm going to take our orange, cut that in half, and just kind of squeeze, you know, I start squeezing that juice right in there. So yeah, so I had the inspiration for this recipe because I really do like old fashions, and I like how orangey, you know, they can get. And I thought, you know, what if we just kind of tested that a little bit? How orangey could we make it? So I started increasing the amount of orange juice, fresh squeezed, that I could into the drink. And I found that that was a really good flavor. And then a bunch of friends started telling me that they thought it also was a really good flavor. They liked that drink, so I just figured, what the heck? And, all right, so, here we go. Excellent. So we take all that fresh squeezed orange juice right in there. One of my favorite parts, we whirl it, whirling it, whirl it up real good, right? Then we're gonna take our rye whiskey, and I'm making 2 of these, right? So I had put 2 full squeezed oranges in, and now I'm putting 4 ounces of the rye whiskey in there. That wasn't quite, okay, that wasn't, yeah, there we go. Top it off if you need to. Whirl it, whirling it. Again, we do this because we see bartenders at fancy bars do this. All right, boom. We're completely whirled. We got our glasses. This is where the strainer comes in, all right? This one is kind of like wok style. And we just put it right over the glass and start pouring your drink in. Obviously, we're pulling the pulp out of that. Oh, that one got a little messy. I may have spilled a little bit. Sometimes you use your finger, just kind of like whirl it around there. Move that pulp around. Get that drink out. That one's a little messy, but you got the idea. And there you go. You got a drink that's kind of like an old-fashioned, but more orangey. Cheers.